Oh, good for you.
Good story, bro.
Ooh, welcome to the CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
I almost had another bubble in the throat moment there. I noticed because I'm drinking some beer and then have to, yeah. Anyways, so this is episode 389. I'm tying my knee brace, not my knee brace. I have an ice pack on my knee and it fell off as I was kind of moving around there. So if it looks, I'm not fiddling with my crotch, I'm fiddling with my knee. So I'm an old man.
Well, we would have much rather heard that you were fiddling with your crotch.
just that
nobody wants to be reminded of old age.
that gif of Tom Hanks in the Castaway, where if you know what I'm talking about, where it's him carving, but he's doing this, and then so it's cut off. I use that one all the time for jerking it. You know, where he turns his head and then looks at the camera and then turns back. That's what I.
Oh, that's him. I thought he was legitimately just jerking it in the movie. I've never seen it. So
really? I think he's like carving something, and so but they purposely for that gif.
I totally would understand it. If you were on a deserted island,
A desert?
all by yourself,
Yeah.
how was that movie not half jacking off?
Well, you can only use your imagination for so long. Like if you don't have internet or a phone, then I mean, come on, then it just yeah. So
That's what Wilson's for, right?
Wilson.
Oh my god. It's sand everywhere.
Yeah. So
I can't. It would have been a
like RoboCop just said, yes, we are old. RoboCop, he joined the 42 Club we mentioned a couple weeks ago. Or was that last week? God, it's already blending together. So I've been playing volleyball for like 20 years every week. And now this year, basically, I'll play and then I have to put an ice pack on my knee after I get done. It's just, we're old.
Smart.
This sucks.
That's okay. Yeah, that's happening.
But okay, so and I know you're the other way with like ibuprofen. You're like, I don't need ibuprofen. You don't like to take it. I live by ibuprofen. Ibuprofen. Okay. I'm like you with ibuprofen with ice packs. I'm like, oh, it doesn't do anything until now. Like now I'm like, oh, it does feel better. But I'm such a like if I sprain something, well, obviously if you really roll something, I'll use an ice pack, but I'm like, that's really not doing anything.
Yeah.
It truly is, but I don't know. How do you feel about ice packs? Do you ice anything if you get injured or anything like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I get injured, I'm for sure icing up.
Like sore joints.
I'd much rather do that than ibuprofen.
Oh man, I'm immediately.
Yeah.
I have,
but I mean, like I am folding to using more ibuprofen, like
it's because they're getting old
more often. But like, it's not never now. It's like, yeah, I should probably take it. Like, just sometimes.
Yeah.
Just sometimes it's real achy to move.
Yeah. No, that's fucking old. Like, but that's this is behind the curtain stuff, but precast. All Lowry and I were doing was going back and forth with like injuries that we both have, and like it's just I still feel like I'm in my 20s, but my body is telling me I'm not in my 20s anymore.
Right.
All right. So what are we doing for the podcast tonight for our episode? We're finally on a Monday.
Talking about magic cards, like we're still 20.
Yeah, that's true. But we're
going to talk about underused cards, kind of the opposite side of what we were talking about last week with the overused. We're doing underused. I kind of just went with multicolored cards because generally we don't get a chance to talk about those, as well as That's I think all mine are under 20,000 decks. I'd have to relook, but
Oh, well, mine are higher than that. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie for a second there, because yes, the thumbnail's kind of a bit, but I almost went with the whole theme of like cards that should be in every deck instead of, so I was going to do Urza's Saga, Plaza of Heroes, because Plaza of Heroes in 177.
just colorless lands that should be
Just-
used more.
Yeah.
My God.
I wrote them down even. I was like, we'll see if I find some more. But what I did, I don't know. How did you go about finding your list with stuff? I literally like went through my decks, because I was just like, these are ones that I like to use. A lot of times I like going through my binder, but I went through my deck all my decks and kind of picked out stuff.
Yeah. I went through my box and then I go, this is better. I went through and I found cards where I'm like, I should use this more. And then I'm telling you, it's like more of like a reminder of I should play this more.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I'll say this. I only went through like 4 of my 25-ish decks, and I got a big list from it. So, nice. Good for me. So, yeah. And then we do have, this is kind of bigger news, but we have the Stump the Smith Savant, and we are finally to week 7 after over a year of doing this. You haven't been back to this realm in a while. So not only do we have the proxy of Vivi, the foil one there, we also added in Starting Town, and now we have the sweet little Ragavan. And this week, our stumper is actually Carson, which is Tad, part of the Discord. His son sent this one in. So
at least it's his son.
Yeah,
I don't need.
So yeah, no, you don't need Tad.
Son of a gun.
Urza's for life. Yes, RoboCop, I'll give you that. You get the Urza's for life. Oh, nope.
Get the fuck
There's Lowry's. Get the fuck out.
Right. Agreed.
Anything else? Oh, I did State Fair this week. Are you gonna do the State Fair? People don't probably that are listening that don't know Minnesota stuff. Minnesota State Fair is pretty huge. I think it's ranked like the number 1 or 2 or 3. It depends on who you look at with stuff. But yeah, we went to the State Fair on Saturday for 8 hours. It was freaking perfect temperatures. Drake took like a 45-minute nap, but we had 15 different foods there. And so people that are listening that don't know the Minnesota State Fair, it's all crazy food. Like it's on a stick. A lot of stuff is on the stick. It's all deep fried, but it's like crazy stuff. So one of the cooler ones, which I actually really liked, Cindy didn't like as much, was the Uncrustaburger, which is an Uncrustable for the bun. So the top bun and the bottom bun each. So 2 Uncrustables, deep fried, and then a burger in between. Amazing. Like I think I'm going to try to do this myself this week when we go up to our cabin.
Okay.
I just got to figure out how I got to deep fry the burger part or the Uncrustable.
Right. That's the big thing. Like I think you just need a layer of,
like
fat
maybe
or whatever,
well,
Crisco, and then you just put the Uncrustables in,
really
flip
quick.
it over.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe I could just
even throw the burger in there afterwards and cook it up in there.
Just put it all in batter and just deep fry the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say
not
the best new thing that we had were these. It was cheese curds in is it not Pronto? What's the that cake ice batter? What are those called? Where it's like all over the place, and they put like the white powder sugar on top of it.
Yeah, powdered sugar. Oh,
it's an old school one that they've had at the fair since we were kids. What is that called? I brain farting. I couldn't when I was describing this the other day too. But
it's good. Golly.
But whatever that is, it's like a cake batter thing, and then they deep fry it, and it like they put it on the top, and it like floats. How they do it is they take the batter and they like put it on the oil and make all these weird designs, and
funnel cake.
Thank you. Okay, so it's funnel cake batter for the cheese curd. Cheese curds normally have a different kind of batter. This is funnel cake batter for the cheese curds, and then so those are deep fried, and then they had a lemon whipping cream, and then a raspberry sauce on top of it. And holy crap, that was so good. The cheese curds were almost reminded me of French toast in a way. It must have had some sort of cinnamon too on there, but it was the best thing. Like, it was so good. So good.
Wow.
Funnel cake. Thank you. Yes. Are you going to go to the fair at all? You going to do this someday?
No.
Come
No,
on.
I don't really. We have a county fair that's like really like walkable from our house. And so we do that. And the kids can last. We donated some time this year at the gate, and then we did another like 3 hours. So we were there like 7 hours.
Okay.
And it was that was a day. They were tired.
Yeah.
And so like you got to get your stamina up, because the state fair is like when you go, you just want to spend the whole day there.
Right.
And I'd rather not. Like I just we'll do it. Like I don't want to do like county fair, state fair.
Yeah. But
I'll do it once a year. I'm cool with it.
Two
but
different
I don't
animals.
Need to do it a ton of times.
And that's the thing, is you have to be kind of used to crowds or whatever. Because there are parts where I like start to get like
Right.
dizzy because there's so many people. There was almost 200,000 people there on Saturday when we went.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
crazy.
And last year, I believe we did the second most busy time, and that was like 250 or something. So like everything had a line. So like that's what puts it in perspective for people that aren't from Minnesota. Right. 200,000 people in a fairground. Like your county fairs have maybe a couple thousand people. This is 200 times more than that. So it's pretty insane.
The city of St. Paul going to this state fair every day.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's worth it. So I will say one thing, prices were higher across the board. We don't buy drinks there. We bring water bottles, and we bring a cooler.
Milk?
Not milk.
Is that still $1? Is that like $5?
Oh, I didn't go to the milk at all, but I get the probably is still $1, but like everything was so much. We spent $200 on food, and we didn't get any drinks. So like that tells you, like if you start going and buy beer or you buy just pop and everything, it would have been easily $350. You know, like so it was
crazy.
just like
yep.
So and we're normally a 2 to 3 times a year type of family that go, because then we'll do like adults or we'll do a new food day. But this year we're just like we're just gonna go one time and hit up everything. So that's why we stayed longer. So, but anyways, state fair is awesome. I wish we could do SmithCon during that. But like we were kind of talking on the Discord, if we did that, then we wouldn't be playing Magic. Everybody would be just going to the state fair, which would kind of defeat the purpose.
It'd just be you and a couple of people going to the state fair, and then me playing Magic with everybody else.
See, you and the locals would be staying there and playing, and then the people that are out of towners,
exactly.
I would take all them to the fair. Yeah, that's how it would go.
Yep. Split custody.
All right. Okay, let's get to it. We're a couple minutes into this. I want to kind of kick through this anyways because it's late. And yeah, okay. So really quick, you guys can support the CommanderSmiths by the free way to support the CommanderSmiths is just subscribe. You watch this video, you're watching it now. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe to our channel. And if you are subscribed, whatever, hit that like button. That's also easy right there. It's an easy thing to do. It's free. You don't have to do anything else. But if you want to financially support the CommanderSmiths, $1 gets you into the Discord. $5 or more gets you proxies like I showed you that VV, the foil one. So when you start moving up in the tiers there, you can get proxies. So we give a little back to our patrons. And each month there's new proxies that come out. That reminds me, I have to start working on this month's proxies. I haven't even touched it yet, but I'm at the cabin starting Wednesday. So I'll get to that. So yeah, that helps us out. Everything you guys give us goes right back into the show. So it just keeps the lights on, keeps everything going here. So thank you guys so much, all you patrons out there, all the people that donate. Really quick, nope, I always get this wrong. Which way? That way? Right over there is the raffle. We have the revised Scrubland, not light play. Well, I guess I have an LP on it. But this is a pretty damn good shape dual land, actually. Besides,
that'd be a lot of initials, like pretty damn good shape.
Yeah.
PDG.
That's the only light play. See that on the bottom there? That's it. Otherwise, front side, the white border, you get worried about white border stuff. There is
Yeah.
no marks
Yeah.
on the white border. It's pretty cut and
But now
clean.
you have fingerprints on it. On yours, your fingerprints are on it, so it's definitely a light play.
Well, now it's
Probably some like
it's
greasy Uncrustable burger grease on it or
it's still on
something.
my fingers. Gross. I will say that the
It's still there. It's not your fault. It's their fault.
The Uncrusted burger was very messy. Like we had like 10 napkins each between Cindy and I. It was pretty gnarly. So anyways, every dollar that you donate during the cast goes into that meter right there. And once we hit that meter up to the 325, we're at 110 right now. Every dollar that everybody donated, your name gets in there that many times, and we will spin the wheel and somebody will win that scrub land. So and once we hit that, we will take a Malort shot as well. So that's also some incentive. All right. So that is it for financial. Oh, I guess one last thing. In the description below, you can check out my eBay is linked there, and that has where you can buy our Smith swag, which is the Yeti cups here, the Yeti mugs. It has our symbol in there. See that? CommanderSmiths, Yeti. It doesn't have the Kill the Smiths like Lowry's, but Lowry has the red one, which is the one that is for sale there. And then we have metal tokens on there as well. If you need to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of us on Discord by direct messaging us. If you're not a part of the Discord, you can email us at commandersmiths@gmail.com. I love how Lowry is sitting when I do that. Adam's doing the spiel. I'm just going to take a little nap. All right, so that should do it there. Let's get
It's
this.
a later cast. I'm sorry.
I know, I'm tired. When we started, I was like, I'm super tired right now. Let's get to this. So card preview, here we go. So we are doing some underused, underplayed commander cards, and I just want to start off by saying the most underused card should be and is Urza's Saga. My argument is it should be in over 1 million decks. It's only in 463,000 decks, so Urza's for life.
Get the fuck out.
So I think that one, and it can be in every deck, guys. It can be in every single deck, and you should be playing it. I will say this, in impartial seriousness, in real seriousness, if you play with a Sensei's Top, if you play with a Soul Ring, and if you play with one other one-drop Monorock, or not Monorock, but or I guess you have Monorocks or one-drops, 1 or 0, you should be playing with Urza Saga. Urza Saga. Get it. You know what, Bill?
Get the fuck
Hashtag Team Force
out!
He knows what's up.
So that was my bit argument for Urza Saga. It's not truly the 5 that we're gonna list here, but yeah, we got to get the Urza Saga numbers up there. I'm surprised it's not over 1 million. Like it should be over 1 million, and it's at 463.
I'm not surprised. There we go.
It's almost
not surprised it's not over 1 million.
Which you should be playing Sensei's Top, and you should be playing Soul Ring. That's almost enough incentive right there to put it in your deck, because getting one of those two out is normally my target. That or Shadow Spear.
Yeah, I really like a land that just goes to the graveyard and doesn't replace itself. It's such a bad card.
It replaces itself with a Monorock. All right, Lowry. I did go first last week, so you get to start it off this week. Why don't you start us off with?
That wasn't? I wrote it down. Urza Saga's real.
No, I didn't. I
wrote it down.
You can keep it in
makes
there.
it legit. I'm gonna.
Hey, Bill, you're saying it's too much money to have in every deck. No, it isn't. You have a proxy. I have a fucking fantastic proxy of that one. I like it better than the actual art of it because it's the Urza's mine, the Urza's tower, when they redid all 3 of those and we turned it sideways. It's the same thing that's on our playmat. I don't have the playmat right by me, otherwise I would show it. But it's the landscape, so it's turned sideways. So it's like when the land is turned sideways, you see that freaking awesome landscape. So, yes. There we go. All right, Lowry. Please no top in every deck.
I'll go with my thumbnail with Walking Archive.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
This is 3 mana. Comes into play with a 1/1 counter on it, and then you get to draw a card for each 1/1 counter on it. And you can pay a white, a blue, and 2 colorless to put a 1/1 counter on it. But basically this is, so it's a 2/2 and you can keep on putting more and more on there. It's only in like 6,000 decks.
Oh.
And Howling Mine is in 130,000 plus. Not saying that this is Howling Mine. What I'm saying is comparable to some of the other cards that have everybody else draw. This is like way down there. Like there's Kawende. Is it Kawende or Kwizi? The rabbit that taps to have everybody draw. You know, this
is that the
kind of an
blue? Is it
archetype.
blue white as well? The blue white one?
Yeah, blue white legend. So that's the comparable part, and that's at like 15,000 with cards and commander.
Yeah,
it
seems odd because this. No, I was just saying it seems odd because this you can manipulate it to do the counters right before you're about to draw. You know, like it's about to be your turn.
Right.
Put another counter on it if you're playing. I know it's not necessarily in a 1/1 counter colors. You know, you're not in green with that. But if you're able to, you know, proliferate and add counters on and do it at instant speed, you can get the benefit first before everybody else, which is really nice. I like that. I had this a while ago, like I think before we even did Commander in 60 card deck, and I loved it there. And I haven't played, but I think you're onto something because I would much rather play this than Howling Mine. But also it does. The problem with it is it's white and blue, so it does limit you there.
Yep.
That's the only problem.
It does limit it, but this is something that I can see being in that 30,000 dex range.
Yeah.
Instead of just like 6 to 7. So this is something that I do. I'm not going to say it's like criminally underplayed, but it is something where it's an archetype where plenty of people have all these cards that help everybody draw. Font of Mythos, Horn of Greed. You have these cards, and they're all played in tens of thousands of decks, and then this one's at nothing.
Yeah,
you know
that
what
seems
I mean?
pretty low. Yeah,
this could be a Stump the Smith Savant card
if it had flavor.
If it had a flavor text, it doesn't. But
I mean, it can if
you what it does.
You guys can submit it, and I'll just won't write anything, and then Larry has to guess.
That'd be
no flavor text. No, that's all the flavor
right,
text.
that's just all planeswalkers, right?
Yeah, right. No, I dig this. This is a good one for 3, and it's a butt or not a butt. It's a blocker, which is pretty nice. And
right. This is something that could potentially go in your Arcades deck. Not saying that you do that, but that Arcades doesn't really need it because it has the draw built into it. So,
and even Felithar,
it's still pretty dope.
Felithar, it could work there too. I don't have it in there, but I don't know why I missed not putting that in there. It might have been on the list at one point.
Is when you were playing it in your 60 card deck, was that the one that had the Altar of Dementia and the creatures that had Arcbounds?
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say. The not modular. Is it modular? No.
Yeah, it is modular.
Modular. Yeah, it was in the modular.
And so you'd like sacrifice and then put the counters on another creature, mill them, and then that creature gets bigger, move it over, mill them more, and then pile it all on Walking Archive.
Good memory.
And Walking Archive is you're drawing 10 a turn, and you went away a lot quicker in a 60 card format.
Yep. That was a good memory. That's exactly where that was. So it was a good job.
I really like that deck. I do remember it being solid. That was a lot of fun.
I wish we had more modular stuff so I could build another modular deck because those were kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So, all right. No, I dig this one, Larry. That's a good one to add in there. All right. I'm going to go with one that isn't a little less than yours. You said this was 6,000? And
yeah, 6,800.
This one is in 1,200.
Whoa.
It's dense foliage. You don't like it. I know you just give me no, but okay.
No, I do.
That was not your look of I like it. So this is 2 colorless and 1 green for an enchantment, and its creatures can't be the target of spells. So here's the thing. I don't think it needs to be an like a shit ton more decks, but if your play style, so where this one I actually finally fit it in a deck was my Renma deck, because that deck is dealing with not targeting, it's mass removal, so it's board wipes and all that stuff. But I also want my stuff to stick around, and I'm giving stuff to people, so that there's a lot of things. So it has to fit in the right deck. You're not gonna want stuff where obviously you're targeting your own stuff, because you can't. This is Shroud all across the board.
No,
so
it isn't.
Oh, did they?
That's it. So
did
again,
they change
I
it?
do really like this one. You cannot be targeted by spells.
Oh, that's a good point. So yeah, you're
so
right. Yep.
abilities still work.
Right. That's a good point.
But like auras won't, but equipment can.
will. Yep, good point.
So essentially, it's pinpoint removal on your creatures does not work.
So, but I will.
And so it can shut down a lot of cards because that's how people use removal on creatures sometimes, as long as it's not a wrath deck. But yeah.
So yeah, and to that point there, then, if you have ways of removing, like the thing is I wouldn't do it in a deck if you, because you could hurt yourself by giving everybody else's can't be a target of spells. If you only have spot removal stuff or whatever, and you play a lot of that in a deck like that, don't play with this because that's going to be hard. But if you have creatures like Lowry just said that it tap to target something and destroy or whatever, that would be an avenue of doing that. So I think this one could be 1,200 seems really low, but I mean, really, how many times is this printed? It's Weatherlight and that's it. Classic 6th edition.
7th.
Oh, 7th. Why is it
6th?
It says Classic 6th. Yeah, and Weatherlight. So only 2 times this one's been printed. I had it for a little bit, and then I finally got it. It made its home in Redmaw, and I dig it. I think I've only been able to play it once, but I thought this one was pretty good. I have not seen anybody else play this. I think number 2 or you. Oh, maybe that was you. I was gonna say somebody turned me on to this one. Oh yeah, and that's when
I've done. Yeah, well,
I picked this one up, and I dig. Would you have it in? Did you have it in a deck, or was it one of your curateds?
Yeah, I have it. I generally have it in about 2 or 3 decks at all times.
Oh, really?
I play this one a lot. It was great. Last time I was able to use it was against number 2's Chun-Li deck, so it like just shut down targeting Chun-Li to go kind of like do a lot of stuff. It's good against Blanca.
Oh,
it's good against. I mean, it's just really good in our meta, because we do kind of not worry about.
Well, I was gonna say
like Plowshare isn't. It's not all the time.
Right, and I was gonna say that's actually probably a good point that you said there is that if your group has a lot of Blancas and like those kind of things, this might be something to think about throwing in your deck to kind of stop their decks from doing their thing. I don't like to build decks like that necessarily, but sometimes if something's getting out of control and they play that all the time, or they only have one deck and they only play that, this could be something you could add in there. I kind of like that angle, more so shutting down than protecting yours at the same point. But I have it in, like I said, Renma, I have it in there because I have a way of getting around it. I want to do mass removal. I know we don't like board wipes a lot, but that deck is built. It's built to give everybody stuff and get lots of things, and I get lots of things. And this getting out before allows it to keep happening, get bigger, and then board wipe. And the board wipe is what kills everybody, not resetting. It's supposed to be the game winner. So 1,200 seems really low for something that seems pretty good. So that's I figured that.
This was one of my, I want to say, in the first 50 curateds I ever did.
Oh, really?
As well. Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
I'm agreed. Should be played more.
All right. What is your next one?
Let's see here. Hammond and Han. Okay. I'm gonna go with Gretchen Titchwillow.
Hang on a second. Gretchen.
Good luck.
Is it EN? Gretchen? Oops.
Yeah.
There. Oh yeah.
So this is in. What's that?
I said I like Gretchen. I like this one when this came out too.
Right. Yeah, and I think we were both big on it, but it's in 12,000 decks. And so and the cards 50 cents or less. But
get Cole.
Thank you.
Cole.
Get the fuck out!
There we go. But okay, so like the comparison that I'm doing here is Gretchen Titchwillow, and this is a budget version of what's his nuts? That's
the Thrasios.
Yeah, Thrasios. So Thrasios is a $20+ card, and it does the same thing, but for 4 colorless mana, and it's a merfolk. Like, there's a couple of more relevant things.
Right.
Partner. But if you are just looking for a budget version of Thrasios in a lot of your decks, Gretchen should be it.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially doing the same thing. You get to draw a card, and then you're putting a land from your hand into play, if you have it into the battlefield. For 4 mana as an 0/4, it can block for days. It's green-blue, comes out really easy. And again, if Thrasios is something that you want in your deck, Gretchen should be there. And it's just a great mana sink. It's something that's going to get you ahead. Now, green and blue doesn't necessarily need that much help, but also at the same time, I think it's a great replacement when you're looking
Right.
for a budget replacement.
Right,
on
exactly. I mean, it's
Thrasios. I think that's the biggest thing.
it's the same total CMC. It's just color instead of all 4 colorless. Like, I think it's
And
a
instead
very
of
good point.
$20, is 50 cents.
Right. That's a very good point. So budget wise,
I think that is my biggest point here. Not as in this isn't better than Thrasios, but again, I should, while I'm doing this, I'm going to look up how many decks Thrasios is actually in to see if this is a valid argument. But
isn't Thrasios? I want to check that. Is Thrasios the card you reveal if it's a land card? You put it on the battlefield, or isn't that what it is?
Yeah. All right.
Thrasios.
Thrasios is scry 1, then
scry
reveal
1.
the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, draw a card.
So you do get the scry.
So they are a little bit different.
Like, the scry is an advantage, but at the same point, the nice thing with Gretchen is that if you have a land in your hand, you're able to just pop that in. It doesn't have to be the one that you're drawing that has a land and goes onto the battlefield. So I mean, obviously, I like the 4 colorless. I do like the scrying part. That does help a lot. But the bonus of the counteracting that with being able to take any land that's in your hand and put it in, I think I like that as well. I think that's a good compromise, I guess.
And so it looks like Thrasios is in about 31,000 decks versus this being in 12.
I still think you're right.
Maybe it's an appropriate amount, but I just think that if you're wanting one, you probably want the other as a backup a little bit.
Yeah. No, I dig it. I think that's a good one. Like, when this came out, this is exactly what we kind of chatted about.
That's a really good point, Cole. Like, if you're trying to not build a bracket 4 or something super competitive, also Gretchen Tillowitch is a better replacement to lower the power in your deck.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider when it comes to just these super powerful cards. And Thrasios is that. And Gretchen is let's tune it down a little bit, make sure that we're not going crazy, if that's what you're looking for. And so that is something that I would suggest. And again, I play this in #Team Forest Walk, Jeddah Dojanen.
Get
Mercenary.
the fuck out!
Because I have a lot of mana untappers.
Yeah.
And so it's a great mana sink. And both that and Thrasios are both in the deck. And so I like it. You should like it. And I think it's good.
Dig it. I dig it. I don't know if I want to pick this or not. We picked this card so many times in so many different segments. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's a reserve list card. It's a card that we always talk about. It's probably the one that we talk about. It's probably the one we talk about the most. I didn't know if I was going to talk about. Then everything else I have is over 20,000 decks, but I think we've talked about that one enough. So I want to talk about something that I think is pretty sweet. And it's starting to get there. The price is actually going up a bit. I think because people realize how good this card is. It's Ramas. I don't remember where this is with Lord of the Rings, but Ramas Ekor Ancient's Shield. So I don't remember, but it's from the Lord of the Rings set. So this is 3 colorless and 1 white, a legendary artifact. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, not just your turn, you draw a card, first of all. Then you also create a 0/3 wall. That's a token with Defender. And then at the beginning of your combat on your turn, creatures you control with Defender gain Exalted until end of turn. So this is doing so much. Like, it doesn't need to be in a wall deck. Like, you don't need to have it in Arcades. You don't need it in Felithar. This should just be in a white deck where you're drawing
how many decks is this in?
This one was in 24,000 EDH rec decks. I think it should be in way more than that. Like, this is you're replacing your if you're a spell slinger, if you're playing a lot of spells. We typically play a lot of spells. This is replenishing your hand, and it can be.
Robocop likes it in Arcades.
Yeah, well, it would be great in those decks, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't need to be in specific for a wall deck.
Gotcha.
So if you're casting a lot, if you typically cast more than 2 spells a turn, or even if you're able to do spells on other people's turns, if you're casting more, if you're that kind of deck, you're going to get more draws off it. Also creating walls.
If you're that kind of deck.
That kind of deck. But then those walls give you Exalted, so it's going to bump if you're just attacking with one creature. If it's a Voltron type of deck, like, there's a lot that this would work really well in a Voltron deck, because those you're typically casting a lot, like spell slinging or playing equipment and casting multiple spells a turn because you're trying to be tricky and all that stuff. Now your defenders, your 0/3s, not only are they blockers for you, but they also add 1+1 to your Voltron style stuff. So I just think this one gets overlooked. I know, like I said, it's in 24,000 EDH rec decks, but we are more than 2 years since Lord of the Rings has come out, and I'm surprised it's not in way more, because I think because of the wall part of it, people are just like, this should go in a wall deck. I don't think.
You know what? I support your claims, because you basically just described my feather deck, and that's where it was, and that's where it's awesome, because you're able to just like get those cards back, cast it on other people's turns to draw and scry more times, get more O3s, and then just attack with feather on your turn. It gets pump with the Exalted. It was great in that deck. I loved it. And then I also right now have it in my Shiko and Narset deck that wants to be playing 2 cards, or casting 2 spells per turn at least, because I get to copy it. And so there's just another one of those triggers.
Yeah.
And Shiko and Narset also kind of get a little bit stacked with abilities and stuff like that. So the Exalted is great in there as well. I do really like this card.
So I guess if you typically don't just do a 1 spell a turn type of player, like if you play multiple spells a turn, maybe think about sticking this in there if you're in a white deck, like, because I need to be playing it more. Like, I have it in obviously my Felithar deck, but I need to start putting in more white decks where I'm playing a lot more spells and stuff. Like, it was a late cut for my Alesha deck, but I needed to stick with monks and all that stuff a little bit more. But that is a Spellslinger deck, and it has white in it. So it was one of the very last cuts, I believe, with that. So 24,000 seems very low. So I know the price jumped up on it, though, because people are starting to realize it. Yeah, now it's a $12 card. So you could have got this one for a couple dollars before, but now it's a $12 card.
Right.
So, all right, Lowry, what do you got for your third card? Underplayed.
I'm gonna go with. This is in 11,400 decks. I'm gonna go with Assault Intercessor.
Assault.
It's 1 and a white and a black for 3/2 first strike menace. This is from the.
What is it? Assault. What was the second word?
Intercessor.
I'll just do INT.
Yeah. But okay. 3/2 first strike vigilance. There you go. And then whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, that player loses 2 life. So, like, it can sit back and block with that first strike and just kind of kill some creatures if people are attacking you. It can, if you have some sort of protection, it can stick around after a some sort of wrath. Like, that's gonna gain you a lot there. This feels like a cheap Massacre Worm. As in, like, you don't get the wrath effect. That's why it's a lot cheaper. But being able to just have everybody like, oh, that creature died, lose 2 life, for 3 mana seems like a lot for only having 11,000. It's only an 11,000 decks. And it's been around for 3-4 years now at this point, right?
It came up, I think, about 3 now, right? Isn't
With
Warhammer?
40K.
Warhammer was fall
Yeah.
3 years ago. I think we're hit 3 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
So
that sounds about
I
right.
do. I like this card a lot. Maybe I'm pumping it up more than I should, but this one feels like it can really. It feels great in combo, like anything that will slowly take people's
Yep.
lives down. It feels like it's going to be really good. Like
I wish
I like this. If you're playing Blood Artist, I feel like you're playing this.
Right.
Oh, I guess it's the opponent that needs the thing dying, but
you know,
sometimes Aristocrat just
wish
is
this-
stacking their own stuff.
I wish this was black green because then I would have totally had this in red maw because giving everybody creatures and then board wipe kind of type of thing. No, I dig this.
Yeah, and maybe it's the black white that's holding it back, but both those feel like
No, that's a normal.
great colors for it
yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess because Teysa is a lot of sacrificing your own creatures, but you can
Right.
do grave pack type of stuff. You know, when you sacrifice your stuff, they're sacrificing theirs, losing 2 life. No, I like this. Yeah. How expensive is this one, too? Oh, it's
Cheap.
$1. It's $1. That's easy right there. Yeah, I like that. Dig it. I didn't. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I
There's
just
a
feel like
lot
it
of-
should be in more decks.
I feel like you could take Warhammer as a set and be like, these cards all should be in more decks. Because Warhammer's a lot of good
they
cards
were
in
really
it.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Warhammer stuff. So, all right. So that was their third. Okay, I'm going to
Yes.
do one. Speaking of my Alesha deck, I'm going to do one that I didn't have until I built the deck, and I realized how good this card is. And I've played it a bunch of times in the deck, and sometimes I misplay it because there's a third thing in this deck, or this card does, that I always forget about. But it's the Bria Riptide Rogue. So we're only a year out from this one that coming out from Bloomborough. But it's in 23,000 EDH rec decks. It's the Otter Rogue. So it's 2 colors, 1 blue and 1 red. It's a 3/3. It has prowess, and then it also gives your other creatures prowess. That's fantastic. I love cards that do that, especially since I made that Alesha deck and everything's the prowess and all that stuff. But the third thing that I always forget is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. So it's feeding into what it's doing, and now it's making all your shit unblockable, and now they're all huge because they all have prowess and everything. It's kind of insane that this isn't played. It should be in every single prowess deck. Every single, not even just prowess, spell slinger deck. If you're in red, blue, and you're spell slinging, now your creatures are unblockable because you're casting spells. That's unblockable. Okay, I cast another spell. That's unblockable. Oh, and it's also getting bigger as you're casting it. Like, this is just
+3/+3.
this is ridiculous. This is a
What-
really
how
good
much
card.
was it? It is a $10+ card.
Yeah,
though, right?
that was the most expensive one I bought for that deck. $13. It only has the one printing.
13. Yeah, and I think that's probably what's holding it back. Just being in standard, only a year old.
Yeah.
And
It only got
being
the
over
one
10
printing. It
bucks,
didn't
that-
get like a borderless version. It didn't get any special versions of this. It only got
Really?
the one. Yeah, it's really weird. This is the only printing it got. So I kind of think that's why it
it
didn't
could be.
get that. Yeah, and that's why is it so spendy though? Because I think it only got the one printing. Because normally Scryfall will have all the different ones, the borderless, the promo, and all that stuff, and it only got the one printing. And this is the only one that I have. So you can get it in foil and in non-foil, I believe. Yeah, you can get it in foil with this one. So, but yeah, I just once it got in Alesha and I started playing, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
This is ridiculous in that deck because I always would forget that. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, that's also unblockable in that one and that one and that one because I just cast 3 spells. So good luck with that, fuckers. But yeah, so it's a fun one. I have to put it backtrack on some of my decks that I have spell slinging and start adding it to those as well because I'm missing out on.
You
that
gonna make
part.
a proxy of it?
I should. Yes. Actually, it's on my list to make. Yes. Maybe I'll do it this week when I'm at the cabin. Wait, what is the one?
Maybe.
Was there? Oh, you guys wanted me to make the you and Ibukaki want me to make the jar.
Memory jar.
Memory jar. Thank you.
Come on.
Yeah, I got it. All right.
That's more important.
That's more. Let's get to your fourth one. We got 2 more underplayed cards each for each of us. What is your fourth one here, Lau?
I'm going to go with Squeeze Embrace.
Squeeze Embrace.
All right, so this is an aura, red and a white. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, and when enchanted creature is put into a graveyard,
Oh, I didn't spell
return
right.
that creature card to its owner's hand.
Squeeze, isn't it SQ? No, is there a U in there? Isn't there?
Yeah, SQUEE.
Yeah, that's why. I thought I spelled embrace wrong. So
it's always the made up names. So this is in 3,200 decks, and basically this is a black effect in a red-white deck.
I was gonna say we see this in black. Yeah.
Yeah. And so essentially this is Kaya's ghost form.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, it's red-white, but I think this is a great protection spell in red-white, other than like white has a lot of that instant speed and destructible part. But if you are really dependent upon your commander, I think Squeeze Embrace is something that can be really good for you. Or if you like having it ETB or recasting it and stuff like that, that's something where Squeeze Embrace could really come into play. Again, like this is a black effect in a red-white card.
Oh, look at,
and it's pretty rare for that to happen.
Squee is embracing her. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
It took me a second. I was like, why is it called Squee? Where is Squee? Oh, there he is. He's hugging her legs. Oh.
Yeah, and I want to say there's like one more version of this from Theros, but I can't think of it right now. But it's a white aura that when the creature dies, it comes back into play, and then it attaches to it later on, and so there's that version as well. But a cool old card with 300 or 3,000 decks that it's in. I could see this being played more just as a protection piece.
Yeah,
for your commander.
I dig it. Gives a little 2+2 there. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna save my really high deck one for the end, so I'm going to do another one that kind of fits in a similar thing that we were just talking about with my Bria one, but I've been using this one a lot lately, and I know it's not, people know this card, but it's like Psychotic Fury, but I like this one because I can't tell you how many games I've won with this card. And not only just winning the game, but also just do a lot of damage. It replaces itself. So it's 1 colorless, 1 red, instant. Target multi-creature gains double strike until end of turn. And you also draw a card. So it replaces itself. It's at instant speed. It's not, they're not going to see this coming. So many times I play this is like, okay, this is what I'm doing, blocking. You go, Psychotic Fury. Boom, I do double the damage or kill your thing. You know, it does a lot. And more often than not, I wreck face with this. But then even if you're not wrecking face and you're just doing a lot of damage, you get to draw a card with it. So I like it. It's only in 23,000 EDH rec decks for a common that has
How many is it in?
23,000. I would have thought it would be way more. The only
because I can think of 3 decks that is really good for you. Like Anzarag, it has to be good.
I guess
Blanca has to be really good. Alessia has to be really good. This was an all-star in Feather.
It's in Storm as well. My Storm deck works well with this. I mean, Storm isn't necessarily, really, but the double strike is what helps.
Double strike.
And then you're drawing, so it replaces itself. It's an instant. Like there's so many instances where this thing it does work. Like that's why I grabbed it, because I was like, yeah, people see this card. I didn't realize it's only in Dissension. How is it only in Dissension? I thought I've seen this in precons, but it's only in Dissension? Weird. It's
only in Dissension.
$177.
Echo.
I like this one a lot. So I end up putting in, it's in probably 5 to 6 of my decks at this point. I'm reading Park's thing. Would you say you're more of a geologist or bounty hunters for your hidden gems videos? I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, we're digging.
We're digging.
I'm probably more the geologist. I'm digging pretty hard on some of these. They're just like deep cuts.
I'll tell you that I had never seen.
I like Psychotic Fury a lot.
Yeah.
That one I agree with.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you pointed out which decks I have it in. I mean, it goes in a lot of decks because most of the times you're playing with multicolor and you're focusing on your commander, which is multicolor, and it's easy to get this, and then you draw. So it's really good there. So, all right, Larry, let's get to your last one here.
Maria, Scholar of Antiquity, Meria.
Thank you for that.
This is from Dominaria United. And Guy has this commander. I use this in my Lara Croft deck.
Wait, what is it?
And
Maria?
I don't see it. There it is. There she is. So 1 in a red and a green for a 3/3 elf artificer. You can tap non-token artifacts for green mana, and then you can tap 2 untapped non-token artifacts you control to exile the top card, and you can cast that card. So this is like one of those cards. We had a whole segment on this a few years ago to where I was like, I really like cards that can add mana and some sort of card advantage. Yeah. And this is in that realm of being able to do that. And so this being in, I should see, this is only in 5,000 decks.
Oh.
And so like if you, I really like this in probably like equipment deck where it's equipment heavy and red green, kind of like my Lara Croft deck was. But also it's just, if you have enough equipment, like, or just non-rock type artifacts,
right.
That's what you need, is like when you have rocks in there, it just doesn't need, like, then this doesn't need to be there. But if you're setting up artifacts for some type of static effects, being able to tap them for mana is really powerful, and we've seen that in cards like Urza. And so when anything's like close to Urza, Lord High Artificer, you should be looking at it. And this is only in 5,000 decks. I think it could go into more. But like I said, this is probably more of a list of a reminder to me, like, hey, I should look at this. And I like that this does not work with like clues or treasures or food, because like there are just so many of those tokens
that could be abusive right there. Yeah, if you had
like that's. I'm glad that they're conscious about how many of those tokens that could be made.
Yeah, because imagine if it just said artifact. Holy crap, this would be in so many more decks, you know. That's
right.
What's holding it back.
It does make this worse, but
no, I mean
maybe what I'm saying here is people should be playing more fair cards. Huh? Stop being a bunch of assholes out there.
I think I like the point with the equipment, because what else is the equipment doing? You can tap that to do stuff, you know. So this is kind of cool to be able to use if you're in a heavy equipment deck. I like that angle as well. Yeah. Oh, I dig this. I dig it. Okay. My last one. I'm just going to say this one, but that's not the one I'm picking because it's in 47,000 EDH rec decks, which is a lot. I think it's getting up there. It hasn't even been out for a year, but it was the Overlord of the Hunt ones. I just think people should be playing that as a good mana, as a ramp card. People should be playing that more for green, because it's just, you could do the 3, you know, the tap 2 and a green or a colorless, and then you get a land that's any color, every color, I should say, every basic land. But that's a lot of decks. I mean, it hasn't been a year and it's already 47,000. I bet you we're over 100,000 if we go a year from now. So I'm going to back away from that. I'm going to go back to what we had talked about, because we've talked about this card a lot, and I'm still like, the fact that we talk about it so much and it's still under 5,000 decks kind of tells you something. But Lifeline. So yeah, we've talked about it in reserve list. We've talked about, I actually looked, we never talk about it in underused cards from the episodes that I've seen, like when I typed in the title of our underused cards. I think we always just hit it up because of reserve list. Every time we've talked about reserve list, except for recently when we did a reserve list, we didn't talk about Lifeline there. But
I think we did. We just didn't have it on the list.
We didn't have it on the list. Yeah,
it was an honorable mention.
I will say this, every time we talk about Lifeline, we'll get like a comment here or there and be like, I didn't know about that card. That card's fantastic. So if you guys know, people that are listening, Lifeline's an artifact. It's 5 colorless. That seems like a lot, but what it does is pretty cool. It's another protection type of thing. Whenever a creature is put into the graveyard and a creature is in play, return that creature from your graveyard to play at the end of turn. So this is in 4,990 decks. So it's just under 5,000. So just to kind of break down what that means is if you can somehow, if one of your creatures dies or all of your creatures die, but there's a creature on the battlefield, at the end of turn, those creatures will come back into play. So if you have a way of sacrifice, like in response to, let's say somebody plays a board wipe, you have a way to sacrifice your creatures. If you can get them off the board before that board wipe resolves, your creatures see that there are still creatures on the battlefield. The board wipe will resolve and there is no creatures on the battlefield. All those creatures will go away. Yours will come back at the end of turn. So there's some really crazy manipulations you can do with this. Even if you don't manipulate and do some shenanigans that way, just if you have a way of like in the sacrificing your own creature kind of decks, fantastic in that. You're able to redo those over and over and over again. So
Each turn, like a Taste of Karlov, where it's just like, you get all those death triggers, they come back at end of turn. You do it on their turn, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Like you can, it's just basically taking somebody else's turn. I like it in my Zimone and Dina deck. It could work really well on Teyval or Sir Conrad, just like creatures leaving the graveyard and entering, and so you're pinging or creating like 2/2 zombies. The card has, you like it in your Perforos deck where you're cheating them into play, sacrificing them, and then they officially come back. Lifeline is a fantastic card. It's crazy good.
There's so many uses with this card.
Criminal.
I don't understand why it's 4,990. Like that's the thing. Like you could just, as a pseudo protection for your stuff. Like this is another way of doing that. You know, like I would say have some ways that you're gonna abuse it if you're gonna put it in a deck. Not abuse like make it awful for everybody, but
if you're sacrificing stuff.
Right. Exactly. That is the main point I was trying to get at, is that have a way that you can benefit from this and not just have it so everybody else's benefit. If your deck is doing a lot of sacrificing your own creature stuff or your stuff dying, put it in that too. But if you have a way of doing it in response to, I sacrifice all my stuff and mine all come back and yours don't. So
I do think that we should point out that this does affect your opponents in the same way.
Right.
And so your opponents can be doing shenanigans as well, but they're not planning for it. And so
that's why
you just gotta like,
that's why
if
I think
somebody can abuse it, probably don't play it unless you get a better advantage or you both need to take out the other player. Like
exactly. Yep.
That's part of it as well. But when you can use it to your advantage, it is a fantastic card.
Yep. And not going to lie, Lifeline, it's reserve list. It's expensive. It's a $20, $30? $28, $29, $30 card. So it has gotten as high as like $60, $70 during some of those big buyout stuff with the, and I just recently sold one. I bought a bunch of them when they were cheap, and then I just put them up on eBay for, the whatever price. And I just recently sold one of these. So it's just, I'm surprised.
Nice.
5,000 just seems so low for how long we've been talking about it. Like we got to have at least 1,000 of those decks are from us, right? I mean, for the amount that we've talked about this card, I feel like this is like one of the first couple episodes we brought this card up. Like
you're right.
And it came up so much. So, okay. So that's our underused. It's not the most underused. It's just cards that we feel like you guys should play a little bit more. So, let us know what you guys think of your list. I want to hear some, because that's the cool thing. There's so many freaking cards out there. Like probably some of these that you guys are listening to or watching, you'd never heard of. And if you haven't heard of Lifeline, then you haven't been listening to the podcast, because we've been talking about this card for a long time. But yeah, that's the cool thing. So if you have some cards that you think should be played more, that you think do well, let us know in the comments, and tell us why. Tell us why you think it does well or how it works well for you and all that stuff. So so let's get on to our Stump the Smith Savant. Come on. There we go. All right, and we got this one. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant. All right, if you guys don't know how this game works, I am going to read the flavor text of a card, and Lowry is going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes will hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no will hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
The card has to be in at least 10,000 EDH rec decks, and actually has to be printed with. It has to be at least 2 years old. What else is it? Got all that part. Lowry will get. I didn't. God, I just threw my whole everything off. So did I already do the yes or no? Yes questions. Lowry gets up to 5 clues, or no. Lowry gets up to 5 guesses. I already said that. 5 yes or no questions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you get up to 3 clues. There we go. This is all just off of what I'm doing is I was getting my timer set at the same time trying to get the card up all while talking, and then I got out of my rhythm, and so I completely fucked it up. Okay, so Lowry will get up to 3 clues. He gets up to 5 wrong guesses. If he can get everything about the card but can't give it the card name is, he will get the initials of the card. If he has a clue left over, he'll get a bonus clue. Lowry's record is 117-42. So this is round 42, week 7. So like I mentioned earlier, the first 3 weeks we have a foil proxy, which was Vivi. Vivi is up right there that we made here. Then we added in Starting Town when Lowry got to week 4 without getting stumped. And now that we're at week 7, we added in finally from Tommy Olson the Ragavan here. We were waiting until we got to the 3rd round to get that. So that all 3 of those are up for grabs. Our stumper this week is none other than Tad's oldest son, Carson. He has quite the card here. I'm going to read the flavor text here. The chat has been eliminated, so they can play along, see if they can get it. Lowry gets up to 20 minutes to get this. And here we go. Oh, shit. Oznaz. I hate this. Oznaz Dubalk. Ashnaz Gumbaltu. Ashnaz Thraku Agbagzim Corrupt. Hit the button, please, for me. I can't read it, but you know what that is. You know.
You can't even read.
Do you even know what I'm trying to say there? I mean, that should give it away, like, what it's kind of from. Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, so I mean, it's unfortunate that like the screen's small, so it's going to be a little hard for me to read everything. Ashnaz Derbating.
What are you doing?
Derbating? No.
Naj.
Right. Okay, so this feels kind of like Goblin and or like Gruul, so I definitely feel like red is involved here. It feels like this is a creature saying something. Again, I do. So like color identity, is this red and or green involved?
Hello, boobies.
All right. Just looking for like the Ishi part. Makes me feel like the goblins in Kamigawa. But that makes this pretty tough. I don't think this is something like Seething Song or the other ritual, like. So the question is this a spell being said, or is this like just shit talking that we can't understand? So I want to do I want to guess permanent, non-permanent? I'm unsure at this point. So I'll take a first clue, please.
This should help a little bit. The art features a ring with secret writing only fire can tell. The art features a ring with secret writing only fire can tell.
Shit.
I am drinking my Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Delish.
Okay. So that, I guess, points me towards Lord of the Rings. And then I gotta think, so there is Into the Something or Other, which is, it's like exile target artifact or 2 damage to target creature or whatever. And then there's another one of an enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant of sorcery, 2 damage, and then like ring bear is involved or something. So I mean, for the first second, I was thinking like Raid of Fire. That would have been an interesting bit as well. But all of this is kind of pointing towards. It still could be. Let's go with. Is this a permanent type card?
Hello, boobies.
Okay. So creature, enchantment, artifact, not a planeswalker. So it's one of those 3. Maybe a land? I don't think it's a land. I think it's, to me, it's aiming towards an enchantment. But I don't think I want to take that right now. I'll get a second clue, please.
The text features an ETB effect and has a continuous effect Spellslinger's Love. The text features an ETB effect and has a continuous effect Spellslinger's Love.
Yeah. Okay. So is this an enchantment?
Hello, boobies.
Red to colorless?
Hello, boobies.
I was right. Lord of the Rings.
Are you asking that?
I'm telling you more.
Hello, boobies.
When I read the flavor, I was trying to. I thought you would get it right away, but of course I fucked it up because that's why they wanted me to do this one, because I have to fucking read. Ashnash go Ashnash Nazgu.
Right. That's pretty tough. That was a good one for sure. Okay, so now I gotta think of what that card is. I definitely have it, and definitely have thought about it in Spellslinger decks. I have not put it in, but so it ETBs and Ring Bearer.
Yeah, I mean,
Hello, boobies.
it's the ring tempts you is what it's called, but yeah.
Oh, all right. And then whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 2 damage to each opponent.
Hello, boobies.
The initials are F.I. F.I.
F.I.? Oh. Uh-oh.
Well, you still have a clue left over.
Oh, hold on. That makes sense. Fiery Inscription?
Hello, boobies.
Ooh, you get it. Well, that was a quick one. That was pretty good.
Not
there.
too bad.
That was pretty good.
Not too bad.
So I almost did the. I just didn't have time to download the bit, but it's what the ring says. That's what this is. This is the translation of what is on the ring. So they have a YouTube video of somebody reading it, and then also when Gandalf is in Rivendell, and they're all fighting over the ring, and they go to touch it, or Boromir goes to grab it, and then he starts yelling. That's what he was saying. He's saying what it says on the ring, and then that's when they're like, "Oh, these words have never been uttered here," or whatever. So that's what that was. I almost was gonna play that, but then I'm glad I didn't, because I thought just reading this, well, obviously I didn't read it well, but reading it was gonna give it away, like that it was from Lord of the Rings. But that at least gave me a clue to wait until you got to the first clue to get it. So I dig that. So that was good. How'd you get there? I mean, okay. Really quick, how many decks do you think this is in? Because I was surprised. Very
I
surprised.
mean, this effect is people like this
Right.
effect, so I'd put it at like 50. Oh no, it has to be lower. I don't know, 7.
No, it's at 105,000 EDH rec decks.
Oh, it can't be lower.
Yeah, it can't be lower than the 10. But
That's a lot.
I
That's a
mean,
lot.
so I've overlooked it as well. You know, like I think because it was in the it's only been in the Lord of the Rings set, and you know, you always go to like your normal with gutter snipe type things when you're doing Spellslinger. I always forget about this. You know, like it's one that because it's only in the Lord of the Rings stuff, so you're not getting it in pre-cards. You're not seeing it everywhere else.
How many decks is Gutter Snipe in?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to look that up because I don't want to pull up that because
No.
I'll lag everything down. But yeah, I was actually very surprised. And actually the deck that used it the most it's in 64% of all Gandalf of the Secret Fire. Actually, and then the top deck that uses it with the most decks is Sauron, the Sauron deck or whatever. So that makes sense there. But yeah, I mean,
Gutter Snipe's in 200,000.
okay, so it's double. But
There's a lot of people like that effect apparently.
yeah, but like this isn't this better than Gutter Snipe? Is Gutter 2 one red, one colorless? Or how much is
No,
it?
it's 2 colors, 1 red, 2.
And this is better, right? I mean, this should be in more than Gutter Snipe because one doing the ring tempting thing, which is whatever, it's fine. But this doing
I mean, people don't update their decks.
right. That's what it is.
Or,
Like,
like they just like, oh yeah, I switched it in or out. I don't know.
yeah.
You know,
Carson,
precons for Gutter Snipe.
Carson, I'm going to hold you up to this because I see you. I want you to sign 2 of these. Get the really cheap one right there, 28 cents, so we can put this sucker up on the board there. That was a good card.
Yeah.
You got me for making me read that.
It was more for you anyway.
Yeah, that was good. Hey, I'm impressed
Just
that you
to
got
try
there
and
though,
read.
Lowry. That was good because you said you've looked at this to go in decks then, potentially.
Yeah. Like this was something that was considered in Niv Mizzet, like because just like it'd be drawing 6 cards with that in play, and
Yeah.
probably it would work on a Calmax deck, right? Like
That's how you
what
know.
doesn't?
Yeah,
Calmax is the best anyway.
We do have to do a favorite commander deck or commander because that is definitely yours, Calamax. And yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Bill, I was actually going to mention that with Gutter Snipe thing. So thank you for bringing it back. Enchantments are so much harder to remove than creatures, so that's why I'm surprised that it hasn't surpassed. I mean, obviously, it's only been out for 2 years, so maybe over time. But yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad you got there. That was the Fiery Inscription, just because you thought about it for decks. That's how it finally came to you there with the FI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read the card
There we go.
within the last 2 years.
There you go.
How about that?
Not the flavor text though.
No, I haven't. That's fair. I have like the gold foil one.
Oh wait, I gotta give you that.
It's very pretty.
Where's my good for you? Oh no.
It's whatever. You good for the dollar card that
good for you.
Ooh, that's inappropriate button pushing.
Inappropriate.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, gang. I think we're gonna be here Monday, right? We're gonna be here next Monday for Labor Day and all that. I think I'll be back in time for that, so I think we're good there. Right? You're good. We good. All right. If we aren't, we'll let you guys know. So if you're not a part of the Discord, jump on the Discord, and then you'll find out firsthand right there. Otherwise, check out YouTube. We will put that in the community tab if we are late, or going a day later. So that should do it, gang. You guys have a good rest of your week and have a good Labor Day weekend, holiday weekend. We will wait. That's you, right? We'll catch you guys next week. No, that's me. We'll catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
I love boobs, I'm talking tatas. I love boobs, I'm bonkers for honkers. I love boobs, thanks for the memories. I love boobs.
Hey gang, the best way to support the CommanderSmiths is make sure you slap that like button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. Also, check out our online store, CommanderSmiths.com, where we have metal tokens, mugs, t-shirts, playmats,